Hey beautiful people, I'm just in my neighborhood park at Earls Court Park in Toronto on St. Clair West, and I was gonna do a little live stream, but look what I came across here. Yeah! Woo! And nobody's gonna stop these drummers. Wow! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! They're amazing. Look. It's a beautiful human spirit, guys. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Yeah, sister. Woo! Feeling it. Nice surprise walking in my neighborhood park, and I came across this group of drummers bringing it down. Woo! 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 Yeah! Woo! 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 Well, my beautiful people, that couldn't be a more appropriate introduction to my little live stream this evening. I literally was just going for a walk, jog in my neighborhood park, and I hear this beautiful noise, and there's a group of drummers that are just unleashing the beauty of the human spirit. Oh, bless them. Look at that, amazing. I mean, they're doing the whole social distancing thing and the whole mask thing, but good for them for at least getting together and letting it rain. Woo! Yes, makes me super happy to see this sort of thing, and I hope more and more people do that. And I might come back a bit later if they're still gonna be here, but I did want to say a few words this evening. As many of you will have noticed, yesterday I had the great pleasure of being, oh, how amazing they are, oh my God, bless them. Oh yeah, yesterday I had the great pleasure of being in Ottawa for our Canada-wide Freedom Rally, together with a number of Canadian patriots. Thousands of us were there on Parliament Hill. And it was absolutely amazing, guys. Of course, the media, the mainstream media, is not going to report on this, but hopefully, I know Rebel News was there, the Post Millennial was there, Rick, who was one of the speakers, his channel is called Facts versus Feelings on YouTube. I'm going to post a link. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson was one of the speakers. She did a 4-hour-long live stream, and I want to let you know my phone kept dying. It was like 35-degree weather, so my phone kept dying and literally overheating and shutting off. So my streams were interrupted a few times, but other people there had professional equipment and they took full-on video, because there were a number of amazing speakers that unfortunately I wasn't able to capture because my phone was turned off. In particular, this young man from Quebec, I remember his name being Esteban Freeman. Absolutely amazing and inspiring, and I was really impressed with how many people actually were there from Quebec and how united they were, and full of love and passion, you know. And I mean, French Canadians, that French blood is revolutionary blood. I mean, not to stereotype in any way, but I mean, you know, the French have a history of not standing up to tyranny. And if the relatively recent Yellow Vest protests are any indication. So I don't know, it's so inspiring to see them. And this young man, again, Esteban Freeman, in his speech said, Canadians, you know, Ontarians, people from the rest of Canada, I know the media is pushing this narrative that Quebec hates you. We don't hate you, we love you. Please, you're welcome in Quebec whenever you want. It was the whole event was about unity, and even though there were a couple of parties represented there, these were the alternative parties. So there was the president from the Canadian Libertarian Party was there speaking, and I have some footage of him. And then Maxime Bernier, who is the founder of the PPC, People's Party of Canada, again, an alternative party that is gaining a lot of momentum. What would it be like, guys, if at the next election, if we even have the privilege of even having an election, because what we're witnessing right now is a suspension of our democracy in many ways. So who knows if we're even going to have an election. But if we do have another election, how amazing would it be if, you know, massive numbers of people no longer voted for the two main parties that we've been told are, you know, literally black or white, take it or leave it, you know, this or that, left or right. I mean, these are false choices. But unfortunately, we've been led to believe that, you know, you can only make one of two choices, either or, when in fact, and this applies for so many things in life, you know, we actually have an array of choices. And I know the Libertarian Party, you know, has had candidates running in almost every election. But, you know, even myself, even though I've identified with libertarian philosophy, which is essentially small government, the opposite of what we have right now, in the past, I felt, you know, it's useless to vote for them because, you know, they're just not going to win because everybody's going to vote for one of the large parties. Well, you know what? With the massive discontent that people are currently feeling. And I know I'm not the only one, and I know the media, of course, is not going to report on the silent majority. You know, just go and watch any of the CBC posted videos on YouTube, and you see the ratio of dislikes versus likes. I've gone on there a few times, and of course, you know, did my dislike thing without even watching at this point. But there's so many of us, and it's a ratio of about 2 to 1 dislikes versus likes on any of the mainstream media. So we are not in the minority, if that's any indication. I know some people are still watching their TVs. You know, honestly, guys, we cannot worry about, well, what I'm saying is, I don't want to focus on what people are not doing. I don't like using even this word, you know, that people are using, and I may have been guilty of saying it in the past, you know, sheeple. It's not nice. It's not nice. And in fact, one of the speakers yesterday, I don't remember who, but he said something similar. You know, we gain nothing by speaking badly about our fellow Canadians. Oh yeah, I think it was actually the leader of the Libertarian Party. He said, you know, we gain nothing by calling liberals libtards or using this kind of disparaging language, because as Jesus once said, if we're gonna, you know, to the extent that we believe that story, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they're doing. They don't know any better. Our fellow Canadians have been, and not just Canadians, but our fellow world citizens have been mind controlled, have been brainwashed for so long by the, if you watch outofshadows.org, if you watch the documentary, you'll learn, you know, the mainstream media is hands in hands with the CIA. So our fellow Canadians, our fellow world citizens have been literally mind controlled for such a long time that we really, as much as we'd like to expect more of them, and we would love for them to know better, all we can do is, you know, is take a stand, keep doing what is right, keep doing what we believe is right, and lead by example. And hopefully the truth in what we're saying will resonate with more and more of them. And actually, my main thought for tonight was exactly the idea of you know, what we focus on expands. And I'm wearing a Say Yes Tony Robbins t-shirt. Any of you who have gone to a Tony Robbins course will recognize those t-shirts. And Tony, I believe he's the one that said, you know, what you focus on expands. And I do believe that energetically. And I know that there's so much negativity in this world at the moment, more than ever. Like literally, it's just being pushed on us, and it's almost hard not to see it. However, on us, you know, focusing more and more on all these negative agendas that are being pushed on us, I really don't believe that's the solution. That will keep us stuck in even if it's not victim mode, it will just keep us stuck, right? So we want to go beyond. Where is this from? There's a quote from a book that's coming to mind, and it says to go beyond beyond. Oh, I think it's Ram Dass. Be here now. To go beyond beyond. To go beyond imagining a place from which to go beyond, for whatever that means. But the drummers are still, there's a circle of drummers. For those of you who are just joining, I'm in my neighborhood park, and I came across a circle of drummers. They're social distancing. Some of them are wearing masks, but you know what? Good for them for at least coming together and just expressing that beautiful human spirit. So yeah, as much as there are all these negative agendas being pushed on us and being played out, we must stay strong. We must gain strength also from each other. I feel like one thing that's been helping me a lot is going to our weekly freedom gatherings in Toronto at Queen's Park every Saturday, 12 to 3 p.m. That's where we are. Yesterday, being in Ottawa with thousands of awake people whose spirit of freedom is still flowing strong through their veins. How inspiring, how amazing that was. And that's what gives me strength. It's the whole glass half full thing. Yes, there's a lot of negativity out there. However, the more I focus on, listen, I'm not the only one that's awake. And I'm very grateful that in the past 2 months or so, since I started first speaking out about this, I've gained so many new Facebook friends, people that are in the freedom movement all over the world, people whose eyes are open, people who are not buying the lies, and who, moreover, many of them have the courage to speak out, stand up, speak out, not be afraid. We all, well, maybe me not so much anymore, maybe to some extent, but there's always a fear of what other people may say if you speak out. Again, I've spoken about this before. I got to a point where I just don't care anymore, because really, if we don't speak out and if we don't wake up more of our fellow human beings, what the evildoers have planned for us is not good. So our only choice is to stand in our power. And when you've got thousands, tens of thousands, millions, billions of people standing in their power, do you think they're going to be able to foist these assholery on us? I'm sorry, no other word comes to mind right now. They won't be able to. They won't be able to. When you've got empowered citizens, they're just going to say, no, I'm not wearing no damn mask. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not putting the contact tracing software on my own. You can stick that up, you know where. I'm not wearing a mask. No contact tracing, no vaccination. No. Who the fuck do you think you are to think you can do that to my sovereign human being body? Get out of my face. Get off. And the more of us that stand in our power, again, energetically, sometimes you may have to physically stand your ground. And guys, worst case scenario, what's going to happen? If their evil agendas succeed and we all die, well, okay, hopefully not all of us. But even if we cannot stop the oncoming wave of evil that they have planned for us and that's currently unfolding, the least we can do is die on our feet instead of just laying down and taking it. Okay? That's how I feel. I don't feel like I have a choice but to stand up, speak out, because as some of my fellow protesters, signs have said, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. So right now in Toronto, case in point, they are disgusting traitor city councillors have decided to vote in favor of mandatory masks in indoor public places such as grocery stores, museums, any indoor public place. Well, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm going to walk in, and if they ask me to wear a mask, I'm going to say, well, I'm sorry, I have a health condition. Where is it? The way Laura Lynn said it yesterday, I have a medical exemption. No, I have a medical exemption. And if they keep, it's like, no, let me speak to your supervisor. I have a medical exemption. And she's looking at them. I have a medical exemption. Very seriously looking at them. Imagine if like tens and hundreds and thousands and all of us said that. What are they going to do? What are the stores going to do? Not serve any of us? The only reason they can pull this shit off, sorry guys, is because too many people are willing to just, okay, they told us we have to wear a mask, so we'll just wear them, because what can I do? Well, no, you'll find something to do. Even if you can't get groceries from this store or that store or any store, you'll find something to do. There are farmers you can go to. I know most of us live in cities. You can be creative enough to come up with a solution. I may have to do that myself. I mean, I probably will have to do that because I'm not going to wear a mask. And let's see how well business goes for these businesses. To the extent businesses are willing to obey these insane mandates, let's see how well business goes for them, because it's about freaking time. Some businesses say, basta ya, like we're not gonna take it, we're not doing that. You can stick this asshole regulations, you know where. So what's needed right now is for all of us to stand up in our power, and we need massive civil disobedience. That's what we need. And We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. What choice do we have? Is this the world you want your children growing up in, with having to wear masks, social distancing, which is some concept some assholes really came up with? No podemos. We cannot do that, guys. We cannot. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our children to